What's up, guys? It is your pitmaster here, Mikey, with ManMeBarbecue.com and Man Me Barbecue, the podcast. We are going to be talking with Garnet from G-Stack Pits today. Super cool dude. He's an awesome pit builder and a cool pit master too, guys. So it's gstackpits.com. Obviously, it'll be in the show notes because I'll go check that out. But give him a call if you're on the West Coast and you need a good pit built. This man knows what he's doing. He builds solid pits. His history is in welding. He knows what he's doing with steel. Get at him. The interview is super cool. I won't talk too much about this right now. So once again, guys, here we go. Here's our interview. Here's our chat. It's all for you guys. What's up, guys? It's Mikey with ManMeBarbecue.com. We are talking to Garnet with gstackpits.com. He is a professional pit builder. If you don't know who he is, he's out of California. If you're on the West Coast, you need to contact him to get your awesome pit. His website is super cool. You go to his website and you start looking at some of these smokers that he's made, and they're awesome. So what got you into pit building?
You know what? I was a certified welder in the Iron Workers Union for about 10 years, and I had some a mishap that happened on the job. I got injured. Foreman ran me over with a forklift, almost amputated my leg, and I went back to work. You know, being an iron worker, we're always gung-ho, and we gotta do it. We can't give up. We can't quit. Quitting's not in the vocab. So I've been a certified welder since I was 17 years old. I'm 31 right now. I'm welding 232, 305, MIG, TIG. I mean, you name it. 7018 stick, rod, jumbo rod. You know, I'm certified in everything. So, long story short, went back to work after the forklift accident. Worked for another 4 years, and then apprentice just so happened to drop a 12-foot long rail on my back on a balcony we were building out in San Francisco, and the surgeon wouldn't release me to go back to work. So, you know, I got identical twin girls, a wife that's addicted to internet shopping, and I had to go ahead and start paying the bills. So I went and I've been making barbecue pits, you know, like the ugly drum smokers, probably years and years ago. Probably I made my first one when I was about 18, 19 years old. And some clicked in my head, said, hey, man, why don't you start making a nice custom quarter-inch steel barbecue pits like you see back in Texas and Kansas and St. Louis, and I have a lot of family back down south in the Mississippi area and Texas, all over the place. And I used to go down there, and I used to see these monstrous rigs, just these huge rigs, and I used to just drool all over them. Did a family reunion out in Vicksburg, Mississippi, man, fed about 200 people on one, and it just got my heart boiling. And so I started building these custom trailers about 5 years ago, and it really just took full throttle when I started doing it full time about 3 years ago. And I've been, you know, knocking them out left and right. Been on the news twice this year, and had a couple articles written up on me out in the Bay Area, and just ready to go.
That sounds awesome. So obviously barbecue runs in your blood. You say you've been doing it for quite a while. You got family from the South and all that great stuff. Now, I was on your website and stalking you a little bit and checking out all those pits that you built. You built this badass ruby red pit. It's a side stick burner. That thing is beautiful. That work was awesome. Now,
thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, I got a quick question. Obviously, a lot of these are trailers that you're building. Are you building for competition teams? Is that your main kind of people that are contacting you, or do you get that enthusiast backyard barbecue guy?
You know, a lot of my clients have been huge businesses, huge companies. I've built them for River Rock Casino in Geyserville, multiple different casinos. Car dealerships are picking them up, and what they're doing they're putting my trailers on their car dealership lots and financing them to people, selling them to people. I sent one down to a couple down to Jim out at San Bernardino Volkswagen. He loves it. He buys it and sells them like hotcakes. But I cater to anybody. I'm a budget builder. That's why my website has no prices. I'm a budget builder. I just don't want to sell somebody a propane tank for $5,000. I want to sell you a kitchen.
That is so awesome.
I cater to anybody that has the drive and the willpower to want to do something that they have a passion for. I cater to you, whether it's a backyard Santa Maria grill or if it's a competition smoker for a competition team. I mean, catering, a lot of caterers come to me and they get everything. The Napa Winery, huge wineries in Napa Valley, they get these beautiful, nice Santa Maria grills with round stock grapes. They do their tri-tips. I've done units for Buckhorn Barbecue out here in California. I mean, the list goes on and on. You know, I try to get out a trailer a week. That's my goal.
Well, I mean, you're doing a good job. They're beautiful, and it sounds like you got some good connections in business, and you're a smart guy, and you're doing a great job. Honestly, the pictures are beautiful. The cookers look beautiful. I'm sure they're working amazingly. Now, are they insulated or are they not?
It's all personal preference with the client. I build custom insulated units. I just started taking these photos. My wife was telling me, you got to start taking photos. You have to start getting on these social media networks and these websites. My website hasn't been updated in 2 years. So everything you see on my website is things that I built years and years ago.
Yeah, man.
So I build insulated vertical vaults. I make insulated fireboxes, ceramic installation with quarter-inch wall, insulation in the middle. I mean, whatever my client wants, that's exactly what I'm going to build in.
So, guys, you heard it here. If you're obviously, I'm sure you deliver if the price is right anywhere. But I'm on the freeway right now, coming back from Central California, delivering one to Shell Cafe. Charlie's the owner out of Pismo Beach. Check them out. They got Hardwood going on right now. If you're ever at the sand dunes, check them out. See the rig and get some cue. Yeah, that sounds great. If I'm ever in that area, which sometimes I am for my other professional job, I will definitely try it out. And that's awesome that you're getting around. Obviously, people know quality, and it looks like you are building quality. If you had to estimate, say somebody, what's a budget that somebody should kind of build up for a pit from you? Obviously, they can't come to you with like $200 and be like, "Here, build me an outdoor kitchen." That's not going to happen. But what's a conservative budget you would say
for a backyard smoker? The $1,000 backyard smoker, traditional offset smoker, 1/4-inch steel, 20-inch diameter tank, 20-inch firebox, 17-inch long firebox, 3-foot long tank. They're looking at $1,000. Reverse flow, same size, $1,250. If you want a trailer, you want to start off a small catering outfit. You want to get your flavor out there. $3,500 is ideal. Anything that I sell for $3,500 and up comes with a sink. 1 free hand washing station. Anything $4,500 and up, 2 basin sink. Anything $6,500 and up, you're getting a 3 basin sink. In any dual axle unit that I build, it comes with 3 compartment stainless steel sink and hand washing station. So I'm trying to get these guys out here cooking, getting their flavor out here, and not just pulling up with a propane tank or an 1/8-inch steel water tank. I'm using heavy-duty 1/4-inch steel, stock rolled pipe at 24-inch diameter. Anything 24-inch diameter and up is propane.
Ooh, that sounds beautiful. That all sounds beautiful, and those prices sound super reasonable and super fair. I don't think you are gouging people for anything. I think you're giving them more than they're actually paying for. You should raise those prices. But it sounds like you're doing a good job, and I mean that's crazy that you got car dealerships selling your rigs. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, they haven't seen anything like it in California. When one of my rigs go down the highway, people get carpal tunnel from just keeping their thumb up all day long, just passing by my rigs. It's just thumbs up all the way through. They only see it on TV. California, there's not too many restaurant would I recommend for you to go to in California. Sorry, guys, but nobody's running Hardwood out here. Everybody's running pellets. Everybody's running charcoal. There's nobody running hardwood. They don't have a real hardwood smoke flavor at a majority of these barbecue outfits. And I tell them, when they come to me, if you're not going hardwood smoke, if you're not throwing oak in there, if you're not throwing apple in there, if you're not throwing cherry or pecan in there, man, you're not giving these people a little piece of Texas.
Ooh, that is true. I agree with you. Now, since we're talking a little bit about hardwood, what is your favorite wood to smoke with when you're cooking at home or
Oak
cooking
and
in
apple.
general? Oak and apple.
Oak and apple.
See,
Oak and apple.
I'm a big oak guy. I use oak and apple on my. I use either oak and apple or oak and cherry on all of my beef, and then lately on my pork, I've been using orange wood.
You said orange wood?
Orange wood, yes.
Never used it. I'm going to have to give it a shot.
You know what? I was pleasantly surprised. I found it on the internet, and I was like, what is this orange wood? And a couple people were like, yeah, it's okay. Give it a try. So I gave it a try, and I was actually blown away. It gives a good citrusy flavor to it, and I enjoy that flavor profile on my pork.
Oh, wow.
So I was quite pleasantly surprised. So obviously,
go ahead.
I was going to say, obviously, you're cooking on one of your cookers at home, right? What's your backyard setup?
It's just a 24-inch diameter, 4 feet long reverse flow unit. I love the reverse flow. It eliminates the ash, the carcinogens. It filters that smoke, so you're not getting fooled up with smoke like a traditional offset smoker. And I have Santa Maria grills. I even have 2 Traegers. I have 2 Traeger grills, and I use them sometimes, and sometimes I don't. They were gifts. Obviously, my wife bought them for me some time ago. But yeah, man, I just love reverse flow is the way to go with me, unless you're doing different types of meats. Like if you want to do. I sear my tri-tip first, and then I smoke my tri-tip for about an hour. So with that being, I like to get my smoker up to at least 350, 365, so I can throw it in there right after I sear it and lock that flavor and that rub in. But on a reverse flow, you don't have that option. You can get it up that high, but it won't be no indirect. It won't be a good sense of direct heat that'll come from an offset smoker. So reverse flow is good, like if you're running, your ribs, your brisket, long hour smoke, shoulder, but traditionally, I like an offset, but at home, I got a reverse.
Awesome. That's great to hear. That's great to know. We always like to know what people are cooking on. It's always great. And obviously you're saying you love hardwood. You don't go pellets, you don't go charcoal. You don't go any of that kind of stuff. Now, do you use lump charcoal at all, or is it just strictly hardwood?
Yeah, I use lump charcoal sometimes on my Santa Maria grills when I'm doing open flame, when I'm running with mesquite. I run lump charcoal. Stubbs has a good one. Just minimal, but I like hardwood. I'm a hardwood guy. I don't cook hot dogs, so that's out of the question. But yeah, I just love nice, good, hard smoked meat. Beautifully smoked, smoke rings. I need flavor. And I don't use no barbecue sauce.
Ooh, that's a true man right there. I'm a firm believer in if the meat is good enough, if the barbecue is good enough, you don't need barbecue sauce. At
all. The rub is the sauce.
Exactly. Oh my God, me and you are kindred spirits. We feel the same way about barbecue, which it's coming from a city like Chicago. Most people don't know what barbecue is. Most people don't even know what true barbecue is up here. A lot of them will be like, "Oh, I made barbecue chicken." "Oh yeah, how'd you make it?" "Well, I threw it in the slow cooker and put barbecue sauce in it." Cool. You made barbecue sauce chicken. That's what you made. You didn't make barbecue chicken.
You can't blame them because that's what a lot of restaurants are doing. They're throwing it in the oven, saucing it up, and selling it. And they're doing great by it because people are really going there because they have a taste for barbecue at that time, at that moment. And if they never had a East Texas brisket, or if they never had a Franklin's brisket, if they never had a real piece of meat, and that they have nothing to compare it to, and they're just going to keep coming back for that oven-baked rib with sauce on it.
That is very true. I believe that is completely any better myself. That is completely true. Guys, don't get fooled. Get real barbecue. Get real hardwood barbecue. I'm not a big fan of pellet grills. I don't say that they can't produce a good product or that they don't produce a very stable product, but I'm a firm believer in you should tend your fire. It shouldn't just be a set it and forget it.
Exactly. And I have nothing against the Weber Nation out there, or the Green Egg Nation. I never cooked on a green egg before, but I want to. I would love to try it out. I'm not knocking anybody for using pellets, because at the end of the day, to each his own. Your taste buds may be different than mine. You might be a wine connoisseur. I might be a beer connoisseur. So I could taste, you may be able to tell me everything that might be in that wine, the flavoring, the date on it. I mean, how long it's been fermented. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And I can tell you a little bit about beer. But it's the same way with barbecue. Somebody could tell me something about smoked barbecue and chark, people who grilling and chilling, and some people like propane. I mean, if you're talking about barbecue and if you're cooking with propane, you might as well just use the oven.
I agree.
I mean, propane, I understand people want to save money, but don't be lazy, man. If you want to fire up your grill, go get a bag of charcoal, go get some wood, grill and smoke some real meat. Propane it's not cutting it no more. Whoever came up with this propane thing is it's probably the same person that came up with the microwave.
Well, I agree with you. Propane doesn't cut it in my life. I need good charcoal. I need good hardwood. I am a big green egg cooker, so I am one of those weird eggheads. So if you ever want to come to Chicago in the blistering cold, which I know you guys are getting nice weather, unlike us, come on by. We'll cook on the egg and have some fun. And
beautiful.
It does give a good product though, and I use lump charcoal, and then I use hardwood chunks in there for all my flavoring, and I think it gives a great flow, great airflow. It works really, really well. The Kamado style cookers really do work well. I do, unfortunately, living in the city, I can't have 15 different grills because they'll kill me. But I do have friends that have stick burners, and cooking on those, I mean, they work great, and I love them. And holding temperature is great on them. I do a really good job at holding 225, 250, depending on what I'm cooking. Now, for you on your reverse flow, what temp do you aim for if you're smoking like a brisket, or if you're smoking ribs? For my ribs, I like to be at like 225, 250, and then for my brisket, I go a little bit hotter and faster, and I go 250, 275.
Well, for my ribs, I stay sticking at about 225, 3 hours, half raw, half wrap. And for my brisket, I run hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes per pound at about 240 to 265. Hello?
Yep, we are still here.
Oh, okay, I thought I lost you.
Nope, you didn't lose us yet. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like I said, most people can cook their brisket a little bit hotter, render that fat out a little bit better. There's not much fat on ribs. Now, do you cook your shoulders at about the same temp as you do brisket, or are you closer to the ribs?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm more of a rib guy. I mean, my ribs, my tri-tip, pulled pork is great. I mean, I've done whole hog before, but me personally, I eat so much barbecue. I'm different. I'm a smaller outfit. It's just myself and two other guys. Every time we build a unit, we do an in-house smoke for the client. The client
awesome.
the client brings whatever they want to, and we make our day available. I make myself available for them to come down from the time of 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. and brand new rig. If it's $1,000 backyard cooker, bring your meat, we'll smoke it. If it's a $20,000 competition enclosed trailer, bring your meat, we'll smoke it. So I eat so much barbecue. My own smoking days is kind of dwindling down. My wife says no more meat in the house at all. She kind of, jokingly putting, she's tired of it. We have it every week. Every week I send out a unit. It's barbecue. It's extras coming home. It's ribs coming home. So my family, they love my ribs. I'm a rib guy. I got a mean tri-tip. My chicken is awesome. My brisket is awesome. Everything is awesome, but I try to stick to small family meals. So chicken, tri-tip, and ribs are my go-to.
Awesome. Those are great go-tos. Now, when you do chicken, do you do whole chickens, or how do you normally prepare your chicken?
Oh, I do wholes. I do halves. I do quarters. I do drums. I do wings. I make a custom chicken basket too. Like for the guys that does a lot of grilling and flipping, I make a 4-flip by whatever roof your Santa Maria grill is, and it's like a sandwich type deal. You throw all your chicken in there, you sandwich it in, lock it down, and you don't have to flip each piece of meat. You just flip the whole unit.
It sounds like you've thought of everything.
Yeah, my rib racks are killer though. I love my rib racks. I built a huge competition trailer for Oakland Raiders Booster Club out of Manteca. I believe their barbecue team is called Sweet Heat Barbecue or Triple Threat Barbecue. One of those guys. I know I did both of them, but I think it's Triple Threat Barbecue out of Manteca. The owner is Chris. I built him a vertical smoker that houses 125 slabs of ribs.
Woo, that's a lot of ribs.
And the most they had on their trailer already, he said, was 83 slabs.
That's still a lot of ribs. Now, when you say you're a ribs man, so let's chat ribs. I love doing ribs. It's one of my favorite things to do. Now, are you a spare ribs or are you a baby back?
I'm a spare guy with no membrane.
Okay.
If I go to a bar, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then do you do them St. Louis cut or do you leave them kind of whole?
I like to leave them whole. And then I cut them down to St. Louis cut. And once they're done, cut my rib tips up, and the kids, they love the rib tips. They think it's candy.
It is candy. It's pork candy. It's delicious. It's the best kind of candy you could ever have.
There you go.
Now, do you use a store-bought rub, or are you kind of one of those guys that makes your own rub?
I like trying things out. There's a lot of good rubs out there. I used to use my own rub until I sold a young man. You can follow him on Instagram. His catering business is called Smoking Woods Barbecue, and his name is James Woodard. Came down to my shop last year, bought a huge dual axle unit from me, offset smoker, vertical smoker, 10-foot long tank, 3-compartment stainless steel sink, music, light, roof, the whole 9 yards. He came down to my shop and he smoked the rib right in the parking lot, right in the alley, and it was absolutely one of the best ribs I have ever had in my life. Now, it takes a big man to say that somebody else's barbecue is better than theirs.
Absolutely.
And this young guy, he in California, that I told him I would help him invest in it to get it on the shelves. That's how good it is. It's a nice, sweet, heat-based rub, has a little bit of spice in it. I mean, it is awesome. I mean, I buy jugs from him now. I stopped making my own rub. I used to make my own, thinking that I had it down to the T. I thought I had it perfected. I've cooked for multiple churches, 400, 500, 600 people, and I thought, that was it. But once I went over the hill and seen the sunshine on the other side, and this young man, James Woodard, brought that rub down and rubbed that meat down, and we smoked them ribs for about 3 hours with no wrap. We didn't have no foil, so we didn't wrap them. We didn't have any apple juice. It's not a reverse flow smoker, just traditional offset smoker. We let the things sit on there for about 3 hours, and man, if I please you not, I almost ate 2 slabs of ribs by myself. Hope my wife's not listening.
Your wife's not listening, and we're not going to get you in trouble. And if she is listening, ma'am, you are a lovely woman, and it's not his fault. It's just sometimes when you get that taste, you can't stop eating. It really isn't his fault.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds like some great rub. I'm gonna have to look him up.
It's awesome.
We'll have to talk via email on that and see if I can't get a hold of him and maybe get him on the show here and talk barbecue with him. Just because, like I said, with this podcast, we're kind of making it about everybody. We want a community. That's what barbecue is all about for me, is creating a true community and having people not necessarily give out all their secrets, but share stuff with people, give people barbecue tips and stuff like that, and have fun. And I think that's what barbecue really means. And we can't make good barbecue without good pit builders like yourself. So let me get 3 barbecue tips from you for people that may not be as seasoned as you and me.
Soak your wood. I love to soak my wood. If you go in my backyard right now, I have about 4 or 5 huge garbage cans. I have 2 with dry wood, the other 2 with soap. My apple stays soaked and my oak stays dry. When I put that oak in there and put that burner in there, that flamethrower in there, and get that oak going, that oak gets red hot. Man, it starts catching fire. The art of barbecue starts from the firebox into the chamber. If you cannot get your fire right, you're not going to be able to cook whatever you spent $100 and something brisket on. So you got to get your fire right. Fire first. That's my theory. Fire first. And next is cleanliness is next to godliness. Don't be scared to wash your hands. A lot of people overlook that aspect of barbecue. They think they have the prettiest trailer, immaculate, their meat is coming on and off. Wash your hands, gentlemen. Don't get your family sick. The people you're catering for, if you're running a business, you already know this. Wash your hands, guys. And last but not least, don't get too big on injections. A lot of people, they think the world of injections. Me, the flavor is going to come from that rub. The flavor is going to come from that brine. I do turkeys, and I do inject my turkeys, and I'm going to give you guys one good secret. If you're going to inject your meat with anything, inject it with Snapple Apple.
Really? This is interesting.
Snapple Apple. I mean, it is the most flavorful. I do turkeys every year. Last year I did about 30-something birds. I do turkeys every single year, and I sell them to all my friends and families. And around Christmas time, I do about between 20 and 30. Thanksgiving, usually I do about between 30 and 40. My wife wouldn't let me do multiple sessions because I was only running on 2 trailers this year. But, man, I inject my turkeys with Snapple Apple, and I only do it once. I only do 1 injection. I don't inject. It's just one. I brine it, then inject it, rub it down, and throw them in the smoker and let them just sit in there till they're done. That Snapple Apple injection, it sends a type of flavor into that meat that is unforgettable. If you want somebody to come back and patronize your business, if you want somebody to come back and say, man, that was the best brisket point, or that was the best pulled pork I ever had in my life, if you're doing any type of injection, whether you're mixing it with butter or garlic or whatever you're using, do not forget Snapple Apple.
That sounds interesting. I've never heard that. I know I do use regular apple juice, but never thought about using the Snapple Apple.
And they're not paying me for this.
And but it's making your product turn out right, and that's great. That's a great tip. That is awesome. I've never heard that before, so I definitely just learned something new, and I'm gonna try that out. I got some pork shoulders that I'm gonna be doing soon, so definitely give that a try.
And the fourth one, stay away from freezing your meat.
We try our best.
If you can help it, if you get it from the market, if you get it from the warehouse, I mean, just get it to cook it. Don't get it to freeze it.
Yep, I agree with you. I like going to the butcher and picking out the meat that I'm putting on the grill that day.
Exactly.
If I can, every once in a
while, you can help it.
Every once in a while, you can't help it, and I understand it does happen, especially when they get some really, really good sales. Around me, every once in a while, I get ribeyes really, really nicely on sale, and I do freeze those, but they do turn out okay. So I do agree with you. If you can go butcher straight to the grill, straight to your barbecue pit, it will turn out nice. It will turn out great. Freezing it just kind of does some crazy stuff to it. So if you can help it, I agree. Don't freeze your meat. Well, I know you are driving. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to thank you so much for being on the show with us and being a part of the podcast and really giving us your expertise and all that stuff. So there's just a few more things I want to ask you. Obviously, you're not all around the country yet. I say yet because I feel like your product is amazing, your smokers are awesome, and I'm sure eventually you're going to blow up, and people are going to want your pits everywhere. But what should somebody look for in a good pit? What's something that, say you're investing in your first catering pit and you want a good one, what should somebody look for?
He purchased a pit out of Southern California. I'm not going to mention the pit builder's name or anything, but the guy built him a huge 300-gallon reverse flow smoker. And how he put the pipe, the ball valve pipe on a reverse flow smoker, he basically stuck it in there and put a tap on it. He didn't fully weld the pipe on the inside of that plate. So when that grease and that water drains through, it just goes straight through the pipe. But instead, this guy was filling up his water smoker, and as he was filling up that plate, all the water was treading on the side of the pipe, and it was rolling back into the firebox. And he had this smoker for about a month, and he kept calling the guy, hey, man, I'm not able to get it up past 150. I'm not able to get it up past 150. And so he brought it down to me, and I pointed out to him, hey, look, number one, his dampeners on a reverse flow smoker, you want your dampener to be on the dampener door. You don't want to be on the side fireboxes. So if you see somebody putting their dampeners on the side of the firebox on a reverse flow smoker, that firebox is not going to get ample airflow that pushes that heat and that smoke all the way underneath that plate. I'm building 10-foot-long smokers. Broderick Roadhouse out in West Sacramento, California. Check them out. They got a 10-foot-long reverse flow 500 from me, 3-foot diameter, quarter-inch steel, and they're holding temperature all day long because of dampener setup, because of airflow setup. If you see a smoker with those to each his own, with two side dampeners on it, that's creating the convection inside the firebox. The air is not pushing in that firebox and underneath that plate and pushing that heat and that smoke up to cook that meat. So you're not going to get at maximum temperature. And also, look at weld quality. You don't want a unit and they have a lot of porosity in the units. You don't want a guy building you a barbecue pit. No offense, ugly drum smokers, out of 55-gallon drum material. Yeah, Granddad did it back in the day, but I built a quarter-inch steel smoker that you could pass on to your grandkids. I mean, no 1/8-inch steel, guys. Stay away from the 1/8-inch steel. If you could go powder coat, go powder coat. Powder coat, 100% is the best thing you could do. And other than that, look for a guy that smokes meat. Look for a guy that grills meat. Don't look for somebody that's just trying to get money out of you. I have a passion for this stuff. You know, every unit that I build, it seems like they're my kid. They're my baby. I mean, sometimes I don't like to even let them go. The way I build my pits, I don't have no blueprints. I don't do no sketching. I don't have no drafts or no computer layouts or anything. I build every last smoker, every last one of these smokers I build with quality. I build them like I'm building my own smoker. So the client just tells me, hey, G, I want a Santa Maria grill. I want round stock grates. I want a reverse flow smoker. I want a wireless remote control door on it. I want a rotisserie with multiple racks in there. And that's what I build for them. The staging, if they say curbside, street side, that's how I stage it. But everything else, I let people know I shoot from the hip. I'm a freelancer. I run with a tape measure, a speed square, a level, and I got Lincoln welding machines. I got plasma cutters. My shop consists of no benders. I don't have no brakes, no presses. Everything I do is in-house, 100% American-made. I build, and that's what I want to give to California. So if you're looking for a smoker, just make sure you're going quarter-inch steel. Make sure the firebox offset is right. Your door cuts are sealed up properly. Make sure everything is tits is dialed in. And another thing, go Google it. Google reverse flow smoker, offset smoker. Take some photos from the guys down in Texas and St. Louis and Missouri, the Yoder smokers and all of those type guys, the East Texas smokers. Take those photos and show a guy, hey, this is what I want built. If you're not competent to build this, please let me know now. And if they can't get it done for you in a timely manner, don't leave your money with them. And I've been seeing a lot of things on these barbecue websites. You guys just giving up 50% to just any Joe Blow without a reputable name, and their business is shut down in a month. It makes me sick. So make sure you use the spirit of discernment, man. Make sure God leads you to the right guy for the right choice to build you the right cooker, because you're going to have it for a lifetime if you go quarter-inch steel.
That is true. Guys, don't cut corners. Cutting corners and kind of like trying to save a buck or two here, in the long run, it's quality, and you're going to get what you pay for. I'm a firm believer in that. That you want good quality, and you want good quality. You want to put out good quality product. You need to cook on something that's good quality. It's just it goes without saying. So obviously, quarter-inch steel. I feel like you are completely correct with that. That sounds awesome. You're making some killer pits. Now, like you said, you treat them like your children. Now, has there been ever a pit that you almost didn't let go, that you were like, you know what? I can't do it. I'm going to I want to keep this one so badly.
Yes, every year it happens. Every summer I build my own custom catering pit. I build a nice size catering unit for myself, and I always get stopped on the freeway, or somebody calls and say, hey, do you have any trailers in stock? I say no. They say, well, can I come down to the shop and check out your facility? I say, yeah. They see my own personal unit outside. Please sell it to me, please. My last one I sent out to a guy in Oregon, man, and he came all the way out here just to see if my shop was real. He wanted to just put down a deposit. He didn't want to be a part of no scheme or scam, so he took the 10-hour flight. I mean, the 10-hour drive, drove all the way out here just to meet up with me and get a contract written up and give me a deposit. He ends up leaving with my custom trailer. My own catering unit, and I did not want to let it go. But
sometimes you gotta.
Sometimes you got to. All the bigger and better things. I got a couple of builds coming up. I'm going to hurry up and knock out on time. This one I dropped off today, the Shell Cafe. I was probably about a week ahead of schedule on this one, 9 days ahead of schedule on this one. So I got a couple of days to play around. So I'm going to build me another unit just this week, and then I got a couple of Santa Maria grills I got to have out. So hopefully I can build one that I don't have to let go. But hey, I will go in with the new.
And now, when you find that you're building yourself a pit every summer, what are you changing the same? Are you kind of almost making it the same, or are you kind of finding things that you can improve on it and making it newer and kind of making it kind of crazier each time?
Yeah, all the time. This year I'm going to go with a walk around opposed to the platform trailer look. I'm going to still keep it dual axle, but I'm trying a different look on the horizontal chamber. This is going to be the first one. I've seen a couple of guys out there doing it already. And I can't. The guy's on Instagram. He has an awesome unit. He's down in Alabama. Golly, I can't remember his name. But what he's doing is he's getting these cylinders and he's cutting about the door out of the cylinder, and he's welding 1/4-inch flat plate and turning the top portion. And it's beautiful. I mean, it really looks nice. So I want to go with a couple of the box type smokers and walk away from the cylinder smokers. Bend some steel, 8 feet long, 30-inch diameter. Build something that has about 5 shelves in there instead of being able to put about 2 or 3 shelves in it. Put something about 5 shelves, reverse flow, the whole 9 yards. And I just want to go crazy with it. And the next one I'm going to do for myself, you'll see it on Instagram probably by next month. It'll probably be done by, for sure, 4th of July, but I want to have it done by April. But for sure, if I get real busy and behind, then it'll be done by the 4th of July. And I want to put a nice candy blue on it. I like Pitmaster, man. They got those fancy colors and everything. And, color is everything. People don't want to eat off of a rust bucket. They want eye candy. They want to eat off something that presents itself well. If you don't present yourself well, if your pit's not presented well, if the rig you're pulling up with isn't presented well, who's going to step out on faith and buy a piece of barbecue from you?
I totally agree. People eat with their eyes.
Exactly.
It needs to look good. I'm a firm believer in some people they'll put up some posts, some pictures and stuff like that of really charred, super hard, pieces of meat and stuff like that, and they're like, well, that's a great bark. No, it's burnt, it's black. You put a little bit of too much sugar in that damn rub. People eat with their eyes, and if they think they think it looks burnt, they're gonna think it tastes burnt. No matter what they say, no matter what you say, they're gonna go, well, it kind of tastes burnt, because they eat with their eyes.
You got it.
So, thank you so much. So once again, can you just tell the people where they can find you? Obviously, your website, which is gstackpits.com, and then we got Instagram.
Go ahead.
And then we got Instagram, right? What's your Instagram handle off the top of my head? I can't remember it.
G-Stack Custom Smokers.
That's it. G-Stack Custom Smokers on Instagram. Check his stuff out. He's always posting pictures of some cool stuff. There's some great pits out there, guys. He's making some great killer pits. So if you're in the market, you want a really good quality pit that's going to last you for your kids. You want your kids to be able to donate it to their kids and pass it down to their kids. You got to go to this man right here and give him some money and let him build you a pit, because that's exactly what he does. He doesn't do that. He's not a weekend warrior kind of guy. He's doing this all day long, every day. Barbecue really is his life. Barbecue really is his life, which is awesome. So once again, we want to thank you for being on the show. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We've had a lot of fun with you chatting barbecue. Obviously, I was going to ask you if you're a low and slow kind of guy or hot and fast, but I'm gonna shoot out that you are a low and slow. That's what I was going to say.
Low and slow.
Keeping it low and slow. Awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, thank you so much, and we will let you go and let you keep driving home and be safe, and we will chat soon.
Thank you, and just remember, if I pop up in Chicago, make sure you got your green egg going.
Almost I believe I barbecue on it like 4 to 5 times a week. I I had some neighbors come up to me yesterday while I was making some chicken wings on it and doing some other stuff, and they literally came up to me and they go, "How many nights a week are you out here?" I go, "I don't know, 4 or 5." And they go, "We can smell your food every night, and you're killing us."
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So it was quite a compliment. It really was. It was awesome. All right. Well, if you pop up in Chicago, you got the place to be. Come on over. We'll cook some real barbecue with you.
You got it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show once again. And guys, in the show notes, you'll see everything that we talked about with his website, his Instagram, and all that kind of crazy stuff. And hit him up if you need a pit. Hit him up. I know that I would love to get one of his, but I just don't have the room for it. I just don't have anywhere to put it. I feel like somebody would steal it because it's on wheels, and I live in the city of Chicago, and no one has a trailer pit here. I can't just pull it up into my alley, but I would love one. So thank you so much, and we're gonna keep it going. And thank you.
Thank you for your time, man. You guys have a good one.
Well, that was our chat, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the audio was kind of rough just because we were calling a cell phone, and he was on the side of the road. He was generous enough to pull over for us, which is super cool. Hopefully you guys got some good information. Once again, if you guys can help us out and go to iTunes and rate us, give us a 5-star thumbs up, that'd be great. Tell us what you like about the show. And if you want to be on the show, it's manmeatsbarbecue@gmail.com. That's manmeatsbbq@gmail.com. I don't know if I can break that down any easier for you. Email us. Come on the show. Chat barbecue with us. I don't care if you're just a backyard barbecue cook. It's all about it. We're all about chatting with anyone we can talk to. This is a community. I don't care what level you cook at. We want to talk. If you just bought your first damn pit and you want to talk about it, get on the damn show. We want to hear your trial and errors. We want to know what the fuck you're cooking. That's what we're all about. So, once again, I'm Mikey. You can check us out on all of our social medias with Man Meat Barbecue as our username. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Facebook.com/MMB Chicago. Check us out. Like our stuff. Whatever you want to do. Talk to us via Instagram. We're always there. We're always posting kick-ass pictures. So, use the hashtag Man Meat Barbecue for our Friday shout-outs. But until the next time, guys, remember, keep your pits going low and slow. It's the best way to cook.